Here we go. We're on. What's up, everybody? Um, there's a lot of viewpoints on this, and mainly not good. So let's just get right to it, guys. First and foremost, hit the like for this stream. Hit the notification bell if you want to make sure you know when we're going live like this. Usually we don't go live this early in the day. We're going to go live again tonight with Fiance, get her perspective. I had to get out here and just kind of, not really rant, but just kind of express myself on this, and kind of disappointed here as a Cowboy fan, but yet not surprised. A little surprised, but not that surprised. And we heard a thing happen in the airport with Zeke, right? A couple weeks ago, that we didn't know what the story was about. When he went to Ohio State, to visit on the airplane, he was in trouble with there was a scuffle or something that happened there. I don't know. He wasn't drunk like in this situation. We're gonna go through it here in a minute, guys. I'm sure you guys already started hearing about it. If not, we'll talk about it here. Let me look what's going on in the chat, guys. I wouldn't say Zeke's suspended, season's over. Let's not jump off the cliff, all right, guys. Let's not jump off the mountainside. Let's take it one step at a time, and we'll break it down and discuss it with you all. I want to hear every perspective. So Dano896 in the house here, starting it off. Skeptical fan here. He said we're 4-12 or 1 year suspension for Zeke. I disagree on both those counts, but we'll talk about it. Carolina Cowboy in the house. Flame Spitta, much love from you, man. Haven't seen you in a while. Glad you're coming back here. Come from this discussion. It's not happy. It's not all happy here in Cowboy Nation, but we got to look at it realistically from all perspectives, and I want to hear what you guys got to say. So, Tanner Kraus here, nothing serious, exactly. And again, nothing serious to a layman, right? But to Zeke, who has some stuff in the past, of course, the 6-game suspension, the fight with the DJ, the titties out, and sorry, pardon, I know it's too early, but the breasts out in New Orleans or whatever he did for that party in Florida, I don't know, and just, the other incidents with his ex that were dropped, charges that were... Look, it's all allegations, but enough allegations, enough issues. And when Goodell has complete control on your livelihood, which is playing in the NFL, like Zeke, you got to be on your best P's and Q's. You got to dot your I's and cross your T's. You cannot fuck up. Ever. I'm sorry. It's not fair. Don't play football. Anyways, let me do the shout-outs here first. I'm going to shout out the info here. No matter how hard it is for us to digest. So, Carolina Cowboy, Tanner Kraus, Karam Mawani, Philly Lights 27. He said, "Die Eagles die." That's a quote. Frankie Frank pissed off. John House in the house said nothing serious, and it definitely is not anything serious. Over just a one incident or over a layman, a normal person, right? But this is Zeke in the NFL and Goodell, so we're going to talk about that. No Dak here in the house. Texas Boy in the house. I Kill in the house. Sheila Neal, what's up? Don Oliver, Brando the Gaming Championship. We just talked with DJ on his channel, so you guys check him out there. I'm sure we'll just stop him in here. Stephanie Smigo here. See, we just talked to you guys hours ago. I talked to some of you guys an hour or two ago before this thing kind of broke. We talked about Deadwood and TV shows and how great a season is going to be for the Cowboys. Oh, man. Afro Samurai here in the house. Young and dumb when it comes to Zeke. We thought he turned that corner. And again, it's not like the other accusations, but we'll talk about the whole incident and kind of look at it from all perspectives, how it relates to that 6-game suspension that he had. Now, not Cowboys fan, what's up in the house? New Jersey Cowboys fan in the house. Keith Parrish, man. Daniel Mesa, damn. Gregory Dodson. I'm not going to judge us as Elliott cannot conduct himself. And again, if you guys haven't seen it, we did post the video complete in its entirety by TMZ. That's all we have right now. About what happened. So if you want to see the video, I can't show it here legally, I think, but you can check it out, My Cowboys Family on Twitter, and you can see the video there if you guys want to check that out. Before we get into this here, I'm trying to catch up with everybody because it was kind of flying through here. Manny Corona, Manuel in the house, Cowboy X Factor here as well, Devil PvP, Jared Jablonski, Coconut 73. We got a lot of people in the house here. Maniac. Barely touched him. I know there's a lot of acting there too by that security guard, but Zeke has to be behaving above everybody else, and that's the issue here. And again, he was drunk like a skunk, not an excuse. In fact, less of an excuse for Zeke. He knows he can get in trouble by the NFL. Forget about the law. That's one thing. Law enforcement is one thing, and that's his own hurting himself. When he hurts the Cowboys team, the NFL can decide with through Goodell what kind of punishment to give this guy. So, if any, we'll see. We'll see, though. Definitely not great. Philly Lights. Voodoo's in the house here. And that's why we've been saying, Dak's the leader. So even though we think Zeke should have got, maybe he's the best player in the team, but Dak, not Zeke. Dak is the leader, who is the guy who's going, who has the clean background here as far as the NFL is concerned. I know he got right before he got drafted, he got in a fight, but again, Dak's been leading, and as far as with the Dallas Cowboys, a straight and narrow and clean, as far as we know, right? And that's all that matters. Is as far as what the public knows, he's been living a clean, free, drama-free life right now in the NFL. And again, that just comparing that Dak to Zeke in that way, it's not even a comparison. You take Dak any day of the week, twice on Sundays, Dak and Zeke when it comes to their behaviors off the football field as well. So Randall Althor is in the house here as well. Anthony Lowell. If I missed anybody, just repost. I'll try to catch you guys here. Sheila Neal, Texas boy. All right. And yeah, whether or not Dak is a yes man, he is following the rules of the NFL. Now, you can say whatever you want, but the thing is that whether it's Zeke being immature in the beginning of his career and then kind of getting snapped back into reality in the second year and then kind of leading a good season, having a good season last year, no off the field stuff. And then he had something go on. We went to Ohio State on the plane, boarding the plane. That was a month ago. We talked about that really quickly because there was really nothing that came out of it. We don't know what the NFL did about that. We don't know if they did anything about that specific situation, but I didn't see any info on that. So maybe it was just talk. But then there's video. And this is not an accusation. This is, you can make up your own mind on this. You can slant it towards, poor Zeke, or which I don't know how you can say that. I mean, the security guard got pushed to the ground. He was acting. He did the basketball flop, the soccer flop, but that's Ezekiel Elliott. He's doing the shoving, and he went like this with his elbow afterwards. I mean, and you can't unsee that. Just that by the law, and it doesn't even matter if they didn't arrest him. They detained him. Let's make sure we get that right. He was not arrested. They detained him. But let me ask you all a question. When does that stop Roger Goodell? And Zeke, I don't care about Zeke's crew. I don't care about Zeke's girl. I don't care about if Zeke goes out at night, all the night, every night, partying all the night, every single night. I don't care. I don't care about that. I just want to hear it. And if we hear it, the problem is with Zeke, not his people, not his girl, Ezekiel Elliott is the idiot. He knows he's got a freaking microscope on his ass. Everything he does is he looked around, drunk or not. He see people recording. Look, you see somebody walking around like this. I don't care if you're drunk or not. You're going to say, well, they're recording me. I'm Ezekiel Elliott. And that's the part where Zeke drunk and he acted a fool. Listen, the guy is a smart guy when he's not being a fucking drunken idiot. And we don't know what he did that night with that girl. I'm not going to talk about that because I believe that woman was lying. I believe the NFL believed that she was lying, meaning the investigators. The cops in Miami and Ohio both believe, in Florida and Ohio both dropped the charges because the woman was a proven liar. But yet, this is not a good look for Zeke. This makes Zeke look like he did something. Even I don't believe he did. And again, we can go through the process of this video where he's running into this girl. Here's what I'm hearing behind the scenes. There was an argument with them. They had an argument. Listen, men and women argue. And whether or not he should have used the intimidation factor. I know DJ made a good point about the intimidation factor from Zeke, kind of leaning in. And as men to men, women might not realize this. Some do now, I'm sure. But in this day and age, men, you lean into somebody, you are. It's a confrontation, all right. And so again, Zeke was drunk, confronting his girlfriend that he brought out there, and she was. We don't know what went on with them, but they were arguing. And it's not, it's not to say Zeke should do this or not do this. At this point, I don't care, whether it looks bad or not. It's nothing illegal there. It might not look great, but it's not illegal. And it's not against the law. Goodell's not going to suspend him for that look. Not nice, but not a great look. But then when you keep looking on the video, he follows her out. He's stumbling around. You can see the way he's just kind of wobbling. He's still upset with her. Walks to the side eating a bag of something or pizza. I don't know. Still kind of drunk, kind of acting, kind of looking at people. He sees people holding cameras, filming his ass. And then he goes back to a security guard and I'll tell you, there's a reason for that. He went to the security guard because the security guard got involved. And I think they knew the situation with Zeke, obviously. So he was looking to get pushed by it. He knew Zeke. If Zeke pushed him, he's going to get some money out of this. So again, we could look at this any way you want. But Zeke ended up pushing because he's a drunk idiot in a bad situation that he put himself in. This is on Zeke. Responsibility is 100% on Zeke, not on the NFL, not on Goodell, not on the law, not on his girl, not on his camp, not on nobody, not on the Cowboys. It's on Ezekiel Elliott. As a man, he's got to figure this thing out himself. And even though he's on the right path, you cannot sidestep. You cannot, make a bad step when the NFL, Roger Goodell, is watching your ass. If you care about your football career, right? Let's just get to this shit, right? TMZ said this. Ezekiel Elliott was handcuffed and detained, but not arrested, at the EDC Music Festival in Las Vegas over the weekend. To be exact, it was Friday night into Saturday morning, 3 a.m. was when this video was taken. 3 a.m. in the morning, Vegas time, which means over here, where we're living, it's like 6 a.m. anyways. We're probably going live with you guys one of those nights. Anyways, he shoved a security guard to the ground. It's all on video. You can't ignore that. Again, but here it is, guys. Zeke's attorney, this is what the Zeke's attorney said about Zeke. Quote, he was not arrested. He was only detained. And the claim is that it's a whole thing. The whole thing is much ado about nothing. So according to of course they're going to say this, right? Of course Zeke's attorney is going to say this. So the deal is this, quote by TMZ, the Dallas Cowboys superstar running back had been spotted in the parking lot at the Electric Daisy Carnival around 3 a.m. Saturday morning, arguing with his girlfriend. All right, so let's get that. We don't see that. We see a little bit on that film, on the video. I don't care about the arguments. I don't care about even him leaning in. That could be a personal thing. I don't like that. I wouldn't be friends with someone like that, but that's between him and his girl, and as of that point, there's nothing wrong with that. Legally, morally, whatever, in my opinion. Now, you can pick on him for that. I'm not picking on him for that. We don't know what's going on. He's a drunken fool. Drunken idiots do drunken, stupid shit. We don't know what she said or did as well. He didn't hit her. He didn't shove her. She didn't push him. She didn't hit him. So nothing bad there. What's up, James? DOE in the house. Jason Doe in the house. Man, much love to you, Jason. Thank you for joining and being part of the family. And you can see here, he wants 6. We just watched episode 6. Well, we want 6! And Zeke's got to wake his ass up. He's got to be part of this 6. Oh, all right. Let me just keep going. Guys. So again, going through this thing, going through the whole video, this is what TMZ actually reported as well. Quote, Zeke never put his hands on the woman, but he does use his body to kind of block her from walking away several times during the argument. And again, watch the video. You can see this. Not a good look, not illegal. Maybe he's an asshole, all right? But does that make him illegally, he can't play in the NFL? Does that make him, he's an asshole, all right? A lot of arrogant assholes out there do that to men and women. Listen, it's about equality in 2019. I don't differentiate between men and women. It's a human. And so you're a human, you just don't lean into another human, all right? I don't care if you're a man or woman or child. But yeah, if it's a woman, yeah, you can see how people get more upset, still get that old school view. But let's get to 2019 when it's, equality. Listen, she's using intimidation on him. We don't know if she did. He uses intimidation on her, and there's no real physical fisticuffs or no physical shoving, no nothing. Not even really, I'm going to say not touching, like hand touching. I'm just kind of leaning a little bit. Still wrong. Still not nice. But at this point, what I'm trying to say is that at this point, he should not be looked upon as he's in trouble with the NFL, in trouble with the law, and that's just legalities. That's what's right and wrong. So right now, Zeke, even though it's not the best look, it's not illegal. It's not wrong, and he's not going to be suspended from the NFL as of that point, right? Keep going through the video. Short time later, Zeke and the woman are seen speaking with event staffers. So you got to look at the video because it cuts, right? And then Zeke is speaking with people that are working there for this event, for the EDC concert, whatever. And then, what I heard is that these people were actually called to the situation because people saw Zeke. They saw Zeke kind of, having an argument with his girlfriend or a woman at the time. Nobody knows his girlfriend, but he had an argument with a woman, and they called security over. Everything was kind of, you saw him kind of a little upset as he walked away, as he eating. And the next scene was that it was her and him, his girlfriend and him, not with each other. They were more upset with the security guard who was stepping in or doing something, and then Zeke came back to him. All right, so here's the thing. Again, Zeke and the woman, after he was eating, and it seemed to settle down a little bit. He's still drunk. He still was an asshole, but nothing, crossing the line, so to speak, in the sense of being arrested or being suspended. Then Zeke, that's when I believe he crossed the line. He went up to that security guy who was obviously trying to, instigate Zeke, but Zeke is he's responsible for himself as a man, as a football player, is being watched by everybody in the NFL, by Goodell. You gotta be smarter than this. I don't give a fuck if you're drunk. I don't give a fuck if you're on drugs. You don't do that. Case closed. But Zeke did it. And what he did was he went up to the security guard, got in his face, confronted him again, and said, quote, "You got something to say?" As the video continues, Zeke gets in that staff security's face. uses his body like, kind of like with his girl, like a little intimidation thing, except this time he actually finished it off with the elbow uppercut there to his forearm, shoved him in the chest, threw him to the ground. The guy took the flop, took the offensive charge. But again, at that point, then Zeke goes, I didn't do anything, as he's walking away. Now, Zeke, you're on film. You did something, all right? It might be exaggerated. It might be, but you did something. And again, this is, kind of to echo DJ's point. If you guys watch that video, his video, it's a similar kind of situation where you gotta be better than everyone around you. You cannot let these things get you to cross that line as a football player, not as a human being. We understand that that happens. It's life. As a football player, you gotta be better than that. And again, with all the experiences he's already had, issues with this, it's not an excuse. It's not like he didn't know. He knows what's going on. So again, he shoves his hand in the air, says, I didn't do anything, which he did. The event security, along with Las Vegas Metro Police Department, they rushed over. They arrested him. Well, they put him in cuffs. No, they didn't arrest him. But they put him in cuffs. They actually looked like his girlfriend was kind of getting involved, saying, no, don't arrest him. And they kind of were holding her, detaining her as well. It looked like they were putting her in cuffs as well. And then they escorted him away from the scene. Of course, according to his lawyer, and his attorney is Frank Salzano. He said that Ezekiel Elliott was released shortly after the video ends and was not formally arrested or charged with any crime. So again, I want to make sure you guys understand this, that as of this moment, now I don't know about the video and what's going to come out of that in the future, but as of this moment, there is no crime that he's committed, and there's no, charge with a crime. He's not been formally arrested. He was just detained with handcuffs and then allowed to go on his way. Salzano, Zeke's attorney, says that Zeke was having a normal discussion with his girlfriend and blames event security for, quote, overreacting. So again, like kind of what I was saying, where somebody probably called him over, or some eager security guards were kind of getting involved to help this girl, and they see Zeke, not that there was anything going on, but just that I think it could be the fact that it's Ezekiel Elliott. Don't tell me that 4 out of 5 guys do not know who Ezekiel Elliott is. So event security is going on for at least 5 minutes or so, walking around, the discussion, the argument, whatever, conversation, whatever they call it. And then security's been, noticing this for a long time, right? They get involved. They overreacted, according to Zeke and his attorney. And then Salzano also went on this by saying to TMZ Sports, saying, quote, security misconstrued and overreacted to the situation. Now, going on, he continued by saying this, quote, he was cuffed as a precautionary measure. He was released with no charges. He left Vegas that night and went to his youth football camp in Dallas on Sunday, as we spoke about that last night. Even without an official arrest, guys, as you know, Zeke could still face discipline, not from the law, although maybe he could now because of the video and show an assault of some sort. Is that an assault? Could be. I'm sure. I wouldn't be surprised. And again, to me, it's an assault if you go by the legal letter of the law. But on top of that, even more importantly to an extent, he could face discipline from the NFL. Remember, that penalty he faced for that alleged abuse charge, domestic violence charge, to that woman who I believe is still a liar, no matter what the situation is for Zeke. To me, that's been proven she's a liar in that other case. But when you look at that situation, he could be suspended for the rest of his career if Goodell wanted to. Now, he's not going to do that. That I guarantee you. And I guarantee you, I'm not going to guarantee you this, but I'm willing to bet that he might not get suspended. But that's a big might not, and I don't know. But I want to hear what you guys think here, guys. Again, because of the NFL and mainly, really, Goodell. He's the judge, as DJ said, the judge, jury, and executioner. He did it last time. He'll do it again if he wants to. But again, executioner, how many games? That's another question. So NFL and Goodell, if they find his actions violated the league's personal conduct policy, which we know, going by Goodell and their little brain work there, he probably violated it. Not a good situation for Zeke, for the Cowboys, but really for Zeke and himself. I don't care about the woman. I don't care about his camp. I care about Ezekiel Elliott, who doesn't know how to act in public. I mean, he doesn't. He can do it. He can do it. He almost has to keep himself hard. He has to try really, really hard to keep himself from fucking up. And that I don't like that. And that's what I think the Cowboys actually are waiting on Zeke's contract. It kind of becomes a little more clear why maybe, and again, this happened just Saturday, so Friday night, Saturday. So it's not like they've been planning this, but maybe they just wanted to see more from Zeke, a little more than just 1 year of maturity. They want to see years of maturity before they give him any huge contract. But I will say this, I wonder how much this does help the Cowboys in negotiations with Zeke and maybe getting him a little cheaper than originally was planned for. And again, not that we love this, and not that we are going to do this, but you give him a 3-year secured guarantee deal, $14 million a year. Again, assuming that all this eventually passes over, it actually helps the Cowboys in a way, but again, it doesn't really help us for what we're looking at, and that's this right now. I don't want this to be derailed for anyone or anything. So, again, and keep this in mind, guys. We'll talk about this later tonight, but we might even come up with some of this now during this stream. Zeke and TMZ situation right now. They're interviewing as we speak. This is coming up, any moment here, so I'll try to bring it with you guys live. But Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones, about to be interviewed today, this afternoon, in an hour or maybe less, or maybe now. I don't know, but he's about to be interviewed, and we're going to, kind of bring it to you guys if anything does come up here. I want to hear from you guys now. I know I've been chatting and talking and bullshitting for a while. Actually, not bullshit, really. Actually talking about stuff here, but I want to know what you guys are thinking out there. I want to know what your perspectives are on this, all right? Let's get this going. Much love, by the way. I didn't even say this yet. Hit the like for the stream if you guys haven't already. Sub up to My Cowboys Family. Notification bell. Follow us on Twitter. The video's on Twitter, by the way, if you want to see the whole Zeke thing, TMZ. And, of course, Discord as well. I also put the video in there in Discord. You can check it out there. Now, don't forget, I got to say this because this is my love right here. Ron Smith, mother. Thank you. Ron Smith, 23 points. Michael Jordan. He's got it up on the stream, boss. Hanging on. And you can see, hey, the board is cleared above me, right? That's because Ron Smith was the big winner last week. As you can see, bam, right back there. Not only do we want 6, but Ron Smith, he's the dominator, the OG of the 2019 My Cowboys Family season. So much love to him, and he's just tearing it up out here. So I'm going to go from the bottom up. Jason Jackson. Meanwhile, Dak is somewhere doing Oakley's yogurt, and that's my point. That's a good thing. That's a good thing, Jason. Exactly. Daniel's disappointed. So am I. Kill says, I'm thinking Zeke just ruined his chance of getting any endorsement deals for another year. And, I feel bad for him in that. I don't really give a shit about Zeke's endorsement deals. I care about Zeke playing in the damn NFL. And again, but I agree with you, though, this could hamper him for endorsement deals as well, which, it just makes him, I guess have to, in a way, I almost don't mind it. Makes him kind of have to be more focused because obviously this man needs it. Texas Voodoo Alpha says, if Zeke gets 6 games, Dak goes 500 or below in those games, how much do you pay Dak? If Zeke gets 6 games, don't re-sign him. Man, that's a great point there, Voodoo. And again, I don't think he's going to get 6 games. I'm going to just hold back on that for now. Texas Boy says you're talking like Zeke did time in prison. I don't think he did. No, I don't think he did time in prison. I just think that Zeke gotta be careful. Again, when you look at the NFL, he's in NFL prison. He's in the NFL prison. Yes, he did time in NFL prison, Texas Boy. To me, that's Goodell's prison. And you got to, real jail, real issues in the law. Zeke is innocent for the most part. Assault here, fight there. But then when you add it up and, if you see it and then you look at it through the NFL's eyes, shit. Randall Alter says, do we ever get a chance to enjoy being a Cowboy? I'm telling you, man, DJ was pissed because he had his day off. I got home early. I'm like, well, I get to relax here. I'll read some more Cowboy news. It was fucking nothing going on today, right? We're just chilling. A couple things here and there. Unfortunately, Reuben Foster, not that I'm a fan of the Redskins. Obviously, I'm not. I hate them. But, I hate to see injuries. And he got injured today, guys. It looks like it's a knee injury, probably ACL, MCL tear, probably out for the year. And this is like the third snap of the first day of the third snap of the first day of their mini camp for the Redskins. Wow. That's a big blow for them, especially a guy they got there with domestic issues who was proven that the woman lied multiple times on him. And he was really only charged, I think, or in trouble for the guns and the weed, I think. Minor charges, because the other stuff he was found not guilty for, but the Redskins took a chance on him, did some due diligence, and they got him. And then today, he's out. Probably for the year. I haven't seen the confirmation of that, but I saw the video. The guy was slamming on the ground, his fist, pissed off. Redskins took a big blow there on a guy that they got in the offseason. So anyways, back to the Cowboys where it matters. Cowboy fan 1980, you know the deal, man. I miss some of you guys. Afro Samurai, Aaron, Jesse Ortiz, Stephanie Smigo. What is that? I say in Christ. Keith Parrish, Punch Drunk Savage here in the house, 1980 in here. Yeah, I can't wait to watch 1980. He's going to say, guys, make sure you sub up to the Roundtable Crew, DJ and Dallas Cowboy Fan 1980 and Dallas Cowboy Football News. They got DJ got his video out. I've got mine. You guys, so DCFN will come out soon. You know 80's coming out when he's driving home from work, so I can't wait to hear that. Hector Vega is also in the house here, Rand. He says, Rand says, MCF, I have to disagree with you on this. We are reading too much into this. And again, I understand. Listen, I want to make sure I clarify with everyone. I do not think that this is going to necessarily cost Zeke any games. I just think that is echoing DJ's words, is a bad look for Zeke. It's not a good look for Zeke. I'm a disappointed Cowboy fan today, especially after everything we've been saying about how we see he kind of turned the corner, kind of turned the page. And I just don't think that, I think he's still turning that page. Let me just put it the best way I think. So, Zeke, Texas Boy says, Zeke haters rubbing their hands together like Birdman. Insay says, Zeke was not charged exactly, but he was handcuffed for safety precaution. Exactly. Take it out. Listen, I understand it. The look isn't good. We got to see what comes out of this, right? But I got to say this again. The look of him pushing someone down, if Roger Goodell deems it, this is not about the law. This is not about the law. I don't care about the cops. I don't care about if they're going to put him in jail or not. They probably won't. This is going to be dropped even if it was charged. That's not the point. I mean, the guy got shoved is going to sue him, and then he's going to get his money. We knew that was going to happen. But and that's why Zeke has to be smart. Even if he wasn't drunk, even didn't have this hanging over his head, he's got money he's going to just throw away now because he's an idiot. Let's be real. He was an idiot. But when it comes to the NFL rules, guys, that's what I'm caring about. NFL rules right now. NFL rules say that Zeke's fucked. Could be fucked. Could be based on who? Not a group of people. Who? Not an actual a judge or a jury. No, by one person, Roger Goodell. That's it. We can't yell at Roger Goodell for this because we knew this was the case, right? Zeke knows this is the case, and he knows that he looks bad in public. If you look bad, you understand what that means, guys? If you look bad in public, the NFL can fucking suspend you. That's my issue. Does Zeke look bad in public? It's one answer. Yes. You can't say he looks great. he doesn't look bad. Does Ezekiel Elliott look bad in public? Does he give the NFL a bad name based on the fact that he's representing them? That's what Roger Goodell looks at. That's what Roger Goodell. Thank you, Goose76. Much love to you. Another family. Goose76 Sports. Much love in the house. Another new family member here as we keep rising. Keep growing the family. Sorry, guys. I'm not really going to rant too much. I know you guys probably want to see me go crazy. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go crazy because it's not that level of crazy, right? Like you guys are saying, it's an overreaction. Let's not overreact. For what he did, what happened, I don't think is that big of a deal. But for what his position is and what he has hanging over his head under the Dallas Cowboys as a Cowboy, and what Goodell has already stated multiple times that he has the power to do whatever the hell he wants to do if you make the NFL look bad. And that's my issue. Zachary Nation says, don't matter what happens, Goodell is still going to suspend him. And that's the killer. Now let's see, Miss Scouting Pro, who, by the way, dropped some knowledge on DJ's channel the other day, dropped some knowledge here the other day, speaking about some issues with Zeke. I know this wasn't it because this happened Saturday morning, 3 a.m., right? Friday night, Saturday morning in Vegas. So obviously we spoke before this, but there's some other things in Zeke's situation I think Miss Scouting Pro kind of mentioned. So she said, I've been so busy, I haven't been on to share it with you. MCF was on his lives, so he might remember. I'm trying to see where I missed that there, Miss Scouting Pro. I kind of caught it in mid-sentence. I might have missed your earlier comment. Aaron said, this is the best news I've heard all day. Oh, Aaron. iKill says, let me see. MSP, we just talked about Zeke, DJ in the house. Voodoo, Cowboy players don't get treated the same. That's true. Hunt got 8 games, and Zeke got 6, but the Hunt's allowed to practice with the team, right? Miss Scouting Pro said, what did I tell you? And then we saw that yesterday. We saw it on DJ's stream the other day. You did make a mention about that, Miss Scouting Pro. Cowboy fan said Goodell is salivating right now. Cowboy fan, you're right. Rand Althor said Zeke was charged by the morality Nazis in the court of opinion. And we agree, Rand. We agree. And Texas Boy, we agree. And all you guys that think that we're overreacting, we agree. But in reality, Roger Goodell has all control. He's the only one in control of the situation. That's the worry for me. That's the worry for me. Not that Zeke is going to spend a night in jail. I don't give a shit about it. I mean, I care, but, and I care for him as a human, right? But as a Cowboy, right? As a Cowboy fan. That's what this channel is about, right? We want what? We don't want 5. We want 6. And so, Zeke, you got to be part of this team. He's been saying all the right things, but he hasn't done the right thing, at least in this situation. And again, I don't believe he should be suspended at all. None. 0 games for Zeke is what I say. What I say. And what most of you say, but does it matter what we say? Did it ever? Not me or you. Us, Cowboy Nation. Even Jerry Jones, the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, he pleaded to Goodell, and Goodell still screwed the pooch for him, in a sense. So Zeke, he's the whipping boy for the NFL, for Roger Goodell. And whether or not he's going to be the victim again in this whole NFL thing, in reality, responsibility lays with one person, not his clique, not his group, not his friends, not his girlfriend, not his mom, not his agent, not his attorney, not Jerry Jones, not the star, not the Dallas Cowboys. One fucking person. That's Ezekiel Elliott. That's it. Just don't look bad in public. That's all I ask from you. That's all Cowboy Nation asks from you, Zeke. You want to go and have an argument? Go have an argument behind fucking closed doors, please. And you see, that's what I'm yelling at. That's what I'm ranting against. Not Zeke's idiotic. I mean, he's an idiot. There's a lot of idiot players on this team, a lot of idiot players in the world, a lot of idiots in this world. But when you're in that kind of position, you're going to throw it all away, Zeke. You're going to throw it away. You're going to throw it the fuck away. Hey, listen, hey, Misguided Pro, I've been talking to you a while already about this, Misguided Pro, and we've been on board for you since 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, when you first started dropping some knowledge on here. I know some people said, nah, don't listen to her. Listen, we listen to you all the time. We believe what you're saying, man. We believe what you're saying, Misguided Pro. And she's saying, here's another little scoop here. Misguided Pro is saying, people are going to start paying attention to what I say. I'm around. When I'm around, the girl he is with is trouble too. And again, I'm not saying that, I don't know anything about this, but again, like you look at, and I heard DJ's take on the video, saying that Zeke is like looking like he's the issue, confronting her, instigating things. And I kind of agree with DJ on that. But at the same time, you got to look at the other side of things too. The girl could also be instigating. She could also be, confronting him. You just don't see it. You just don't hear it. You don't know it. So you don't know. Maybe she said to him, I'm going to make sure you go to jail after I'm going to do what that other girl did to you. I can't blame Leak for leaning in a little. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a human. All right. It's not about man or woman. It's about equality. If someone does that, I don't blame him for leaning in, especially drunk. Now, is he right? No. I understand. Like Chris Rock said, he didn't kill her, but I understand. You guys know that there about the OJ thing. But here's the thing I'm trying to say. Is that I understand why he would get. We don't know what happened with him and his girl, right? And as Misguided Pro is saying, this girl is not good for him. Zeke, head for Z Hills. Please, for your own Mama Zeke, please. I mean, I see you on Twitter. We talk sometimes. Please tell your son, get away from these damn skanks. Please, baby. Please do this for us. Please do this for the star. For your son. Star over everything, I kill forever. The Marcus Garvey here trying to sign Jay Ajayi. And DJ and I talk about that. We talk about Ty Montgomery. We talked about Jay Ajayi. We talked about Duke Johnson Jr., a trade. Now it becomes a lot more possible. I'm not saying a freak out, but you don't know what's going to come out of this. And you don't know what's going to come out of this, not just for now. What about the near future? What about the long term? Are you guys worried about Zeke's behavior going forward, even if he gets out of this? Another question for the chat. Aaron says it's concerning MCF. It is, Aaron. Stephanie says he could date any girl he wants to. Why does he have to run with trouble? And I know this. I can't. It's just so. Some guys just, no matter how hard they try, they still find trouble, right? But it's what he's looking for too. Miss Gannipro says, Caballero, and I'm not expecting something to happen. This is just the beginning. See, I was thinking this is something else. This was something else outside of what Miss Gannipro kind of mentioned the other night. What was it, Thursday night, Friday night, Fan Friday? I don't know, one of those nights. But it wasn't. It was before this incident happened, which happened Saturday, early morning. Friday, later night than we go live, right? On Friday, on Fan Friday. So, I'm telling you guys, it's concerning. So let me just go through. I want to make sure I represent all you guys, all your viewpoints on here, man, and every single one of them, whether I agree or disagree. It's on Blogging the Boys, says Afro Samurai. Hector Vega says, imagine JJ getting that call Sunday morning. It was actually probably Saturday morning. Sunday, Zeke went back and did his camp with the youth kids that he had. We talked about that yesterday. We didn't even hear about this till this morning. So, let me see here. Pete Gorman says, no Zeke, Cowboys definitely lose. Again, I wouldn't say we have no Zeke, and I don't think he's the whole team, but Zeke is where we run through. I agree with you on that. DJ says, Goodell had the final say-so and can no one do anything about it. Judge, jury, executioner. Goodell suspended Zeke with no evidence or video in his last investigation, and we just he had assigned people to this, a woman to this case, and she came back and said this woman's a liar. With Zeke should not get any games for this, and Goodell had a buffer to take that information in, and the buffer never told Goodell. That we know he knows, but that was how they got out of it by when Zeke sued them, and that's how Zeke had taken 6 games. But again, that's after fighting back, after no evidence against Zeke, after everything going for Zeke, and he still got 6 games. Now I will say this, because it is a woman that was making the allegation last time, because it is domestic violence, an issue that the NFL wants to really, really look good in. They don't want to stop it. They want to stop it, but they don't really want to stop it. They want to curtail it by not being shown by their players being involved in it. And they'll throw money at it till face turns blue. But the thing is that, Ezekiel Elliott in this situation currently right now, he's just put himself in a situation where he's on video, where, he got 6 games for no video, charges dropped, woman's a liar, everything going his way. He still got 6 games and after an investigation done. Right now, they really don't have to. All I know is that right now, after a quick investigation, they can just say you did conduct detrimental to the league, and now we will suspend you X amount of games if they wanted to. And of course, you could appeal and you could do that whole thing, but it's just not a good look, man. It's not a good look. Hope it gets fined too, Afro Samurai. Cowboy fan says, anyway, we can see the video. Yes, the video, Cowboy, the whole thing is on My Cowboys Family through TMZ. So I just retweeted it through My Cowboys Family on Twitter. You can check it out through there. The video's there. It's about 2 minutes long. It's definitely not a good look. Let's put it that way. You tell me what you think after you guys just see it. John Jones says that dude got a bad taste in women. Exactly, John Jones. Miss Scanner Pro in here as well. I don't know what Jesse said, but yeah. If it was not a nice thing, come on, Jesse. Hector, imagine JJ getting that call Sunday morning after Samurai. It's on Blogging the Boys. Pete says, we're not beating the Eagles. No way. I guarantee you beat them once, with or without Zeke, but we beat the Eagles at least once. Chris says, you are a Cowboy hater. Leave this chat. You're not welcome. Yeah, to the people in there. Listen, Insane. I don't mind the Cowboy haters for the most part. I'm not going to give them, too much attention. They make me kind of laugh more than anything. As long as no personal attacks, let's try to keep those personal attacks to 0. Zeke needs the Dez treatment, says Cowboy fan. Interesting there. Give him a curfew and shadow to keep him straight. And I hate the fact that we have to treat him like he's a prisoner or a little child. I hate it, but we have to. If you want to protect your investment, the Cowboys might have to do that if they're going to keep Zeke for a while. Zeke should know this by now with cameras everywhere now. And what did I say? You can see the video. You see Zeke looking at the camera. He's like, what the fuck? Come on, Zeke. I don't care if you're drunk or not. Listen, I've been drunk many a time. And I see someone holding a phone, and subconsciously, it might take an extra second, but you process that shit. You're like, oh, shit. I'm on film right now. I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm on film. Zeke. Man, damn it. Zeke, Buddy Johnson in the house. We will never get a fair shake because Jerry Jones wants to kiss Roger Goodell's butt. And, he tried to fight Roger Goodell last year. 2 years ago, still lost with the Zeke thing. Montana 808 in the house. What's up, man? How you doing? Trade Zeke. Forget 6. That's all I'm saying. Keep trading players. You won't get shit. That's why we're fans and not in the position to do so, because we're going to be on 75 years of nothing fucking with y'all. And again, that's the problem when you put too much into some of these players. And hey, listen, my Cowboys family here. Who's my favorite player? You guys know my favorite player is on this. My favorite player of all time is Emmitt Smith, right? But who's my favorite player on this new core of Cowboys, right? I've said this since the beginning of this channel. Ezekiel Elliott. He is my favorite player in this team. My daughter has a jersey. Little G has a jersey. Fiance has a shirt of him. I got a couple jerseys of Zeke. Don't fall in love with these players, guys. Don't fall in love with any of these players. Dez, Tony, Jason Witten, DeMarcus Ware. And you can say this about Dak, about Cooper, about Jalen Smith, about Tank. Even Tank, you can say that he signed, but you don't know what's going to happen this year, next year, or the next. And especially Ezekiel Elliott. Now, I love Zeke. He's still my favorite player on that field. But I got to say, he's an idiot, and it's his responsibility. He's going to fuck up his career if he keeps going doing these things. You know what I'm saying? If he keeps getting caught out in public doing dumb shit. Do you want that, Miss Elliott? You know, Miss Elliott, not Missy Elliott, Miss Elliott, or Mrs. Elliott, Zeke's mother. You know, we gotta do something together here. We gotta get Zeke, and we gotta get him. You know, I know the Cowboys could do stuff and maybe put cameras and follow him around, a handler and all that shit. Zeke was raised right. Zeke has a good family. You know, they need to do something. I know he's a grown ass man. They want to help him. They want to save his football life. Somebody has to help him, man. I hope someone's in there, man. Exactly, Aaron. Always in the public eye. Zeke knows this already. No excuse for Zeke. There's no excuse for Zeke. Now, as far as what Goodell does, we can rant on that as well. We can say Goodell's an asshole, and he's going to go this route with Zeke. But then you got to go back to Zeke. Whose responsibility is it? Goodell's responsibility, or Ezekiel Elliott's responsibility? It's Zeke's responsibility. Let's take responsibility, Zeke. Go Cowboys. No matter what, Don Oliver. Go Cowboys. And even if Zeke's wearing the star this year and next in the year and he gets no suspension, it's always go Zeke and his team and always go Dak, always these guys. But it's a star over everything. And this is the reasons why, guys. These are the reasons why. Whether it's Dak, whether it's Zeke, whether it's Cooper, whether it was DeMarcus Ware, whether it's, other players in our past, do not fall in love with the players. Fall in love with the star. It's over everything. So, and again, and like DJ said, we kind of mentioned, now you might see, maybe that's why the Cowboys are. Misguided Pro said there's something else going on, that's we haven't even heard yet. That could still be popping up and rearing its ugly head. I hope not, but if it is, we got Tony Pollard. The Cowboys probably knew about this situation. If Misguided Pro kind of knew about it, not this one, but the one that's still lingering in the background we don't know about. If there's another lingering issue, the Cowboys knew it. The Cowboys drafted Tony Pollard. They drafted Mike Weber. They have Darius Jackson. They did let Rod Smith go, so take him away. But look for a couple names I'm going to throw out there. Ty Montgomery, formerly of the Packers. He's a free agent still. Look for Duke Johnson Jr. You never know. Cowboys might pull a trade for him with this situation right now. You don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And there's a couple other guys out there like Jay Ajayi. You want to give a one-year deal, something like that, with his broken-ass knees. Can he get through the season? Probably. But, the Cowboys might have to start thinking about something like this if Goodell decides, not what's right or wrong or what he should get or not get, or we're overreacting or not. It's what Goodell does. Goodell. That's why it seems like we're overreacting, because we're going by what Goodell wants to do. So, and Goodell, we know he wants to start problems with the Cowboys. And again, but in the end, it's Zeke's own fault. On this one. Sucia, says Hector. We beat the Eagles already. Exactly, man. No company. Eagles suck, man. Die, Eagles, die. Now, Jesse Ortiz says Greg Hardy didn't get traded. Greg Hardy was picked up free agent and then was released after he didn't kind of pan out. Now, Josh Brent, he got in a car accident, killed, that whole drunk driving situation. But the Cowboys support their guys no matter what. And they'll support Zeke no matter what. But they don't get this twisted. I guarantee you this will work in the Cowboys' favor for any kind of if we decide to extend Ezekiel Elliott. And I'm sure I'm hopeful we will, and I'm hopeful this will eventually pass. But we can't trust Zeke, and this will go against Zeke, not just for the Cowboys, but every single team in the NFL. They'll sign him for big money, but it's always going to be a clause in his contract to say if you fuck up, it voids your contract, or maybe you don't get as much guaranteed money. So now this changes the game for Zeke and his future. Right now, it changes it. Right now, even if he gets nothing out of this, it changes the landscape for his salary right now and the way his contract will be set up. Because of the risks you have with Ezekiel Elliott, and now with Goodell can suspend him because he looked at the camera wrong. You got to put, now that helps the Cowboys sign Zeke for less money and with less guaranteed money. And maybe with quicker outs. Just throwing out, just trying to see the positive through the bullshit. You know what I mean, guys? That's what we do here in My Cowboys Family. Let's get back to the comments here. Cowboys don't get treated the same. Voodoo Alpha, you're 100% right, man. The flag stuff for sure. Montana says, I see mad Cowboy fans butthurt. A lot of us are. Now, no, come on, MCF. He has to have known better. I agree. Rand Alter says Zeke needs to date a nun or librarian. He cracking me up. Rand. DJ says, Goodell, lead investigator, told the girl was lying. Exactly. That woman was a lead investigator, said the girl was lying, said Zeke should get 0 games. Did not tell Goodell, told that woman in front of Goodell, the buffer, and then she told Goodell But then Goodell said he never heard it. So that's how they got out of that. But yes, I agree, DJ. Goodell didn't care. He didn't care. He already had his mind made up, and it was make Zeke the poster child for domestic violence and how the NFL is going to be treating offenders of that crime. But that one, Goodell fucked up. He just used his power, wielded his power, and to me, he's wrong. Yet, it doesn't matter. That's already been done. We can't go back and change that. Now Zeke has to be on his P's and Q's, and he kind of was. Then we heard a little incident on the plane. Remember, guys, Ohio State? That was a month ago. Now this, 2 days ago. I hope that plane thing, that airplane thing, the airport thing, I hope that thing is what Miss Scouting Pro is not referring to, because if that is, and we heard about that one, Miss Scouting Pro, if that's the case, I mean, it's not good. Miss Scouting Pro said, Keith, there's a reason why 2 running backs were drafted. Know that. And again, we kind of repeated that. DJ repeated that. We've all kind of been saying that, we got two running backs, watch for another. And they knew this already, right? Now this adds to it. So again, like Miss Scouting Pro, if this is true, if they have knowledge on something that happened already and they're still investigating it, the Cowboys knew this. They got 2 running backs. Still got Darius Jackson. Might bring in, trade for Duke Johnson Jr. Might bring in Ty Montgomery. Might bring in Jay Ajayi. One of these guys might come in as well. If that happens, the Cowboys know more than we're leading on to. Miss Scouting Pro got a little insight there. And then, in the end, the Cowboys not going to let him go. But the thing is that the Cowboys are going to use this in contract negotiations. That's for sure. Who y'all paying that? What are y'all paying that? Well, again, we think Dak will get between 28 and 30 here at My Cowboys Family. That's just our opinion based on Jimmy Garoppolo's 27.5 and Kirk Cousins' pay and where and what's been said behind the scenes. Just leave it at that. There's no way we can tell what's going to happen. Burn Barr in the house. What's up, brother? Free Zeke. But Zeke did this to himself, right? After Samurai says, MSP, I agree with you on the fact that his girlfriend is terrible for him. And I've heard things as well, but I mean, more verification. I didn't want to go out there and slander or lie. I'm not slandering. It's just on hearsay, what you guys are saying in the chat. But I hear you guys. Hector, Sucia, Vegas dirty. Mackenzie 2 times in the house. What's up, man? That security guard flopped. Exactly, he did. Does it matter to Roger Goodell? We hope it does, but will it? Keith in the house. What's up, DJ? I don't know what happens because he was out of line. Be more responsible, young man. Exactly. And in the end, it doesn't matter what the girl said because he's the one being watched. It doesn't matter what his crew is saying or doing or it doesn't matter what his attorney is saying. It doesn't matter what his mom says. It doesn't matter what the Cowboys, Jerry Jones, anybody says. All that really matters now is 2 things. What Ezekiel Elliott does and how he acts in the public. That's number 1. Number 2, what Roger Goodell decides. That's all that matters. What you guys think, what I think, don't mean a shit. Don't mean a damn thing. Texas Boy says, Pete, the 49ers trash. That is true. Insay says, we're never, but we're hurt. We love our players, not the haters. That damn right, man. Listen, we still support Zeke. We still support this team. Obviously, till death. You know the deal. Guy's a star over everything. But damn, Quest is shaking his head. Rand is saying clearly Zeke is a bad drunk. He's a good guy. He seems like a good guy. I agree. See, Rand, that's a great statement right there. When I've seen him, he's a playful guy. He's a good-natured guy. He's got, but you can see the childishness, right? You can see the immaturity, right? And that shows when he gets drunk. When I was 20, I remember how dumb not 20, I couldn't drink, right? When I was 21 and up, for those first years, I remember what it was to drink and to get drunk, and sometimes you get stupid. But I'm not being watched by the NFL. And again, I had to pay for my own mistakes, right? But I'm not being watched by the NFL. I'm not going to lose millions and millions and millions of dollars because I got drunk and looked like an idiot in public. Even got in a fight with somebody in public, right? Does it matter? It matters for me, but does it matter for the Cowboys, for the team? For Ezekiel Elliott, knowing the rules, he has more rules on him because the NFL will hurt him more and sooner than the law will. And this is the route he goes. Got to be smart on that. It's about intelligence here with Zeke. So, Pete, check it out. We got it on My Cowboys Family. It's on Twitter. He shoved the security guard on Saturday, early morning, 3 a.m. Friday night into Saturday morning in Vegas. Voodoo says Crawford gets 2 games. Zeke gets 4 to 8. Man, Voodoo, I don't think it's going to be that much. I think after appeals, Crawford might get 1 game, maybe a fine at worst for Crawford. For Zeke, I didn't even see Crawford really throw a punch or connect. Zeke shoved the guy down with his forearm, and it was right in the face of the camera. You can't mistake that. It just looks bad. Nobody wants these scrubs but y'all, says Montana 808. Which scrubs are we talking about, Montana? You don't want Zeke? Appreciate everyone in here. Yes, man. My Cowboys fiance, she's over there still, a couple hours. She gets out a couple hours after I do. So, she might pop in here in the middle of this stream. I don't know. She's at work right now. Cowboy fan says Zeke was drunk, walked up, and security guard, his chest touched the guard. The guard fell back. He was put in cuffs and arrested. For the most part, you're right there, Cowboy fan, except for the part about the forearm going forward. Zeke's forearm went way forward right into the guy, but the guy flopped. Let's be real. In the end, as I keep saying, does it matter? Does it matter if the guy acted and flopped? Does it matter if his girlfriend smacked him in the face? Does it matter if they had if she was saying, I'm going to screw your life up forever, Zeke? Does it matter? It does not. Even if they're all wrong, and more wrong than Zeke is, does it matter? When a Goodell is what we care about right now, right? Goodell watching Zeke. That's the key. You got to be smart in that. Hey, fiance, make that moolah. Exactly, man. Hey, we all trying to do that thing, DJ, doesn't matter to Goodell. Truest words said. Texas boy said, Robert Kraft is a rich white guy who's getting off. And again, technically, he exactly got off, and now he's getting off again, right? Listen, he's an owner, man, and that's the thing. It's just different rules, unfortunately. There's nobody wearing Robert Kraft jerseys. And that's what Goodell cares about. And right or wrong, that's the fucking way it is. It pisses me off when I see, what pisses me off? I will say one thing, guys. I don't know if you're all going to like this, but I'm going to tell you this one thing. It kind of pissed me off a bit. There's a guy out there, Chad Kelly. You guys remember fucking Chad Kelly? Scrub. All right? And I say he's a scrub because he was cut by the Broncos after he entered a woman's house, sat on their couch, mumbled incoherently until the family had to call the cops for breaking and entering. They didn't know what was going on. This guy, he's also arrested and kicked off of football teams when he was in high school and in college, and of course with Denver Broncos in the pros. This guy is a problem. He's arrested. He's an alcoholic. This guy, Chad Kelly, at quarterback, right? Guess what? He just got signed by the Indianapolis Colts. He got signed as a backup to the Indianapolis Colts after high school, college, and pro continuous fuck-ups, drunkenness, and all this stupid shit. And where's Colin Kaepernick? Why is he in the NFL? Is he suck worse than Chad Kelly? No. Is it because of business? Yeah, some. At this point, is it that big of a deal? Not really anymore. Yet, no one's giving him a shot. And again, it's just a lot of hypocrisy in there I see when someone like Chad Kelly has a job in the NFL and Kaepernick doesn't. At the same time, I hate when I see, Jarvis Landry, right? And these other guys with video clips out there and people like Kareem Hunt getting his suspension, but then being allowed to have a better treatment than Zeke had when he had his 6 games. Landry gets nothing. Reuben Foster gets nothing. Whether or not they're lied on or not, so was Zeke. Zeke had to take the hit for this, right? So obviously there's issues in the way Goodell runs things. I'm not saying it's a cowboy conspiracy, but it definitely bothers me the way that it seems to be handled by the NFL. Goodell and Robert Kraft is an owner, so he's out of the mix. You got Jarvis Landry. It's too far. The video's too far away, out of the mix. You got a lot of different things going on, right? But the one thing you never have a mistake with, Cowboys never get the NFL and Goodell never get mistaken with. The one thing they never get mistakes with is the Dallas Cowboys, and make sure they give us the full fucking the penalty by the law. Q-Man in the house, Justin Quarles, much love to you, man. We're always seeing eye to eye, man. Most of the time, right? DJ says, who in the hell is in Zeke's camp, and why are they letting this happen? And I agree with you, DJ, but in the end, they are letting it happen. But whose fault is it? It's still Ezekiel Elliott's fault. So his camp, his girl, maybe are some of the problems. But in the end, it's up to Zeke to fix it. It's not up to his mama. It's not up to his dad. It's not up to his kids. It's not up to his sisters. It's not up to his aunts and uncles. It's not up to his crew, to his friends, to his family. It's up to they could all help. And if they don't, you can kind of fault them on that. But Zeke, in the end, it's in his hands, and he's the one that's responsible for it. Daniel Miss has never gotten drunk. I'm sorry. You cracking me up. Me neither. And I never also kind of tipped down a couple stairs when I was hanging out with Daniel Miss. That never happened. We were all hanging out in Dallas in February, remember? Keith Parrish says, now I admire Dak Prescott more and more. And again, we're not here about Dak haters, Dak lovers, Zeke haters. We loved our Cowboys from top to bottom. And, we love each person for different reasons, right? Some guys we love the way they are off the field more than other guys, right? Some of the guys we love the way they play on the field more than other guys, right? So, to me, they're Cowboys forever, man. And, you do understand the importance of having a quarterback that stays out of trouble. It's even more important a quarterback staying out of trouble than and how hard it is to find a quarterback that is good, has the intangibles, and can still manage the limelight of being a Dallas Cowboys quarterback. Dak, is doing a lot of things. He's doing the right things. Zeke, even though Zeke is trying to do the right things, he needs more help. He needs help. And so even though it's not, it's Zeke's responsibility, the people around him now should see this shit and got to put it to a rest. His mother's got to help him. I mean, I see his mother on this. She's a good woman. Got to help him. Get involved. Get the bad influences out of there. Get these bad girls the fuck out of there. And just don't date. Don't drink until you're done with football. How about that, Zeke? Can you do that for yourself? For yourself. Not for the Cowboys. Not for us, the fans. For yourself. You want to have a good life for your mom and your sisters. And for yourself. Get smart. Get smart. There's no excuses, Zeke. You know the fucking deal, Zeke. You know the deal, Zeke. There's no excuses. You know what Goodell wants to do, and you still let him give you that chance to do some shit. Exactly. History of T saying, could it be drugs? Another thing I'm going to say, just like it happened with David Irvin, just like it happened with a lot of these other guys that get drug tested, like T. Will, every time one of these things happen, what happens? Drug test. Goodell might not have to do shit. Goodell might not have to do shit. All he has to say is, drug test. By the way, guys, if you didn't know, the collective bargaining agreement, you can get tested for something like this immediately. Drug tested. He probably already was drug tested, and I only hope, as some of you guys saying, but no, Dak said it could be a rave, right? It could be something more. There could be X in there. There could be other drugs being involved in there. Again, he looked like somebody who was drunk out of his fucking mind, but he could have been on other shit too. Definitely alcohol is involved, and that's not going to be, he's not going to get in trouble for that per se because it's not illegal. And the NFL, you can't go to your work drunk, but you can drink outside of your job when the NFL, rules and such. So, try not to get too pissed right now, guys, because it is not. I'm not trying to jump overboard here. It's more of the upsettingness of that Zeke knows what's going down, and to throw it to almost put yourself in situations to allow yourself to throw it away is my issue. To allow yourself to throw this away is an issue. No, I know Voodoo saying Chad Kelly will be the fifth stringer. Cap wants to be a starter. I get you. I understand that, but if someone signs Kaepernick, right, and they don't give him the starting position and they say you got to earn it, I think Kaepernick will take it. And I think Kaepernick can run with some of these backups. I think he can run with some of these, run with some of these starters. I do. I think he can. He's better than. He's not worse than 32 quarterbacks in the NFL. Kaepernick. That's just my opinion. But I think it's more of a the agenda of the business side of things where people might not. The team that signs him will have to take a big hit in the beginning because of the backlash, which I think is silly. But I understand it's business. At the same time, I just once the backlash hits and then they get through it, I think it would actually pass pretty fast when it comes to Kaepernick, especially when you see him on the field doing better than most backup quarterbacks in the NFL, and maybe better than a couple starters. Let's not get into the Kaepernick thing. I just want to bring that up because Goodell. And the NFL, whether it's Kraft or Kelly, or Jarvis Landry getting away with it, or Reuben Foster, or whoever it is, Zeke, you can't assume the NFL's going to let you get away with anything, especially when you've already been the example made. Montana says, you're not going to say Cap because of the color of his skin. I don't give a how many people felt that about that ish. And that's another issue, Montana. That's my issue too. That's my fear. And I know that that's probably the reality of the situation. Is it because of, now I wouldn't say Kaepernick's skin as much of what he was doing in reference to his skin. You know what I'm saying? That is and again, that in itself goes to the whole anthem thing, which I think is stupid that he gets in trouble, that he got in trouble for that. He gets I think it's, everybody else made it a big deal. After he just quietly did it. Look, I'm not going to get into this Kaepernick thing. I'm more tending to agree with Montana on this, a little bit more on the sense of the fact that what he did with the kneeling and what it would do for business in the NFL when it comes to, profits. It's about the money in the end, I think. Rand says, switch to Panthers, your life will change. And no doubt. We're not ever switching, man. We're staying Cowboys for life, baby. Sports Network, man. We're watching Deadwood too, man. We're on episode 8. Great show. 8 out of 36 episodes. I can't wait to watch this thing. It's fantastic. Keep watching, man. It's good stuff. We'll be talking on Discord. Keith Parrish says, no, Miss Pro, I'm not, but they're hoping there is. If he's illegal drugs, he really needs help. And again, if it's a rave and a party, I understand it as a person who maybe would never, have to worry about answering to a position where he's at, right? But in a position he's in, wait for the raves to 38. So where you the old guy at the rave? I don't care. Just don't get yourself in the shit. Let me see. And again, Cowboy fans saying that, again, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's the color of the skin of the players. I think it's more of what he stood for, Kaepernick. You understand? And the fact that, or knelt for. And I think I respect the players to have their individual viewpoints on the field during the anthem or whenever. That's my opinion. I'm not watching TV or football because of that. I respect Kaepernick for his viewpoints and what he's trying to do. But I don't say you have to agree, or I have to agree, or anybody has to agree. Just let him live his life. And I just think that's unfortunate that he kind of was stopped living his life. You know what I'm saying, on the field because of a viewpoint. Whether you agree or not, it's not your. I don't care what you think, and I don't care what you couldn't care what I think or what Kaepernick thinks. That's all. Anyways, I'm moving on from this because I was going to get us into another discussion. That's a whole other live stream, because we're talking Cowboys, right? So. And I've said this multiple times in the past that I would love to see Kaepernick as a backup to us. I think he would work great in RPOs on this team. But I know people hate me saying that. Whatever. I say it anyways. Again, so everyone's pretty much, spreading the same kind of information. Zeke was never arrested. He wasn't arrested. He was detained. Texas boy. William Minor in the house. Ms. Scannapro said at Justin Q, man, case in point, do you think Jason Hatcher or DeMarcus Ware did drugs of any kind? Good point. Rand Alter said, if only if you melt it and spread it like hash. I'll keep going on that one. I mean, the next comment. Caballero says, Miss Counter Pro, you never said what you don't trust about Zeke. She might not say it, but I have a feeling I know what it is. I think it's just, she don't trust Zeke on Zeke, I think, with Zeke. And she goes, I won't. Has he done anything to make you trust him? Miss Counter Pro, he was doing things that were making me start trusting in him, saying, damn, this guy turned a page. I was saying this is the second off season, no issues. We heard something about an airplane thing and then this thing. And that airplane thing was, I don't know, is that the airplane argument, the airport argument? Is that what you're talking about, Miss Scouting Pro? Because that's what we heard about a month and a half ago when he went to Ohio State and did the autograph signings and visited his old team out there, his college team. Let me know if that's what it was about there, Miss Scouting Pro. I'm curious. Quarrel says, I have no clue, only they know. Exactly. Ganja Man in the house. What's up? Cowboys Secret Service set up Crawford to cut him. You cracking me up, Ganja Man. And then he said that Zeke to lower his pay. I love you, Ganja Man. You're the man. On that note, I'm gonna take a little break here. I'm not going offline. I'm gonna take my first, post job vapor puff. Thank you. That was a good one. Chase Benavides in the house. That's the line of the night, like Ganja Man. Line of the night. The night. I'm fucking saying. Like, we're streaming at night, right? Just fucking daytime. All 6 of you in here, you know what to do. Hit the like button, guys. You don't have to like it. Hit the like button, not because you like what happened to Zeke. Hit the like button because you enjoyed this conversation. This was listen. We got all different kind of viewpoints in here. It's Cowboy Nation, baby. We're not all the same. We're all going to think differently sometimes, and you can agree to disagree with each other. I hate that term. But you can agree to disagree with each other because in the end, what do we all want here? It's when it comes to football. We all want different things in life, but what do we want here on this channel for our team? Over everything. The star over everything. What do we want? We want right here. You see that? That ain't no joke when I say this, guys. This is what the truth is. Anything that hurts this hurts me. That's funny, though. Caballero says, Cap sucks. He lost his job to Blaine Gabbert. He's been out of the league for 3 years. And again, and Caballero, if he can get back in, I'd say give him a chance. That's all. Just give him a chance. Don't worry about it. If he sucks, he sucks, but give him a chance. And I'm not saying for us. I'm not saying for another team or if anybody wants to do it. Business stuff also included in this. I just think a lot of people hate him because of what he did, not because that he's a bad quarterback. I've never seen somebody hate somebody so much for being a bad quarterback. I've seen people hate Mark Sanchez for a short time because he's a shitty quarterback, right? But they don't hate him now. Nobody really hates Mark Sanchez. What do they hate Kaepernick? I don't hate Kaepernick. That's just me. I like Kaepernick as a football player and maybe as a human. I don't know. I never talked to him. But I don't really concern myself with his politics because that's his right. That's what's great about America. You have that right without having to be harassed or railroaded or blackballed. I'd hope, right? And he won his court thing. He sued the NFL. He won it. And initially it was like what, 60 million, 80, and then it ended up being like what, 10 million split by two guys. He got ripped. But hey, maybe he didn't have a case either. We don't know. Anyways, let me keep going here. I'm trying to catch Ori Guidry in the house. Cowboy fan said he was the 17th quarterback of all time, wasn't even a great quarterback, and when he decided to make a point. 17th quarterback at the time. Maybe he's 27th now after getting back in shape and getting on a team. Maybe he's the 27th best quarterback. Maybe he's the 37th best quarterback. Maybe he's the 47th best quarterback. That means he should be on an NFL team. That's it. That's all I'm saying. If he's the 37th, 47th best quarterback now, he should be on a team, or at least given a chance to be on a team. But hey, listen, I'm not going to end this, guys. I know you guys are hard. Got big views on this. I don't want to divide Cowboy Nation because that's what it's about right here, guys. We got to worry about our players, and Ezekiel Elliott's the guy we got to worry about right now at this moment. Now, Ori says Dallas coaching staff has geniuses on it, so Mike White is ready for backup duty if Dak goes down. I don't trust that yet, Ori. I don't trust Mike White or Cooper Rush, but I'm telling you one thing: this offseason, this training camp, this preseason, only one's going to survive out of those two. Miss County Pro says, Corals, Justin, Q, man. Point is, unless you know the person on a personal level, you really don't know. I agree 100% with you there. Montana 808 says, because Caballero, sometimes she just be bumping these gums of hers. And she does. Listen, everybody has their views on here, and I know Miss County Pro says, sometimes Miss County Pro, I don't know how many times she's been wrong, but she's been right a lot. And again, it's not a contest, guys, I enjoy your perspectives, Montana, and I enjoy Miss County Pro's perspectives. Q-Man says exactly my point as well. But best believe many of these players go out and get drunk, act stupid, but get away with it. And get away with why do they get away with it? I mean, most 95% of the NFL that smokes weed get away with it. Why did David Irving get caught? Why did Gregory get caught? That's what it's about. In Montana, I want to see Kaepernick back on the field. On any team, backup, whatever it is, I want to see him out there. I want to see him get a chance. That's all I want. I want to see him get a chance. Who would want somebody in America to not have a chance? That's all. I want Kaepernick to have a chance. I said it. That's all. Is that illegal? Is that anti-cowboy? Is that anti-human? In fact, it's pro-human. It's pro-American. Anyways, let's get back. You guys get into your little sub arguments in here. I'm trying not to get pulled in. I try to get out, but they pull me back in. The Godfather Part 3, in case you missed that. In a standalone movie, fantastic. As part of the series of The Godfather, the worst. But as a standalone movie, still better than most movies. Just a little side movie note there. Just wanted to drop that jewel. DeMorris Hansen said, a great day to be an Eagles fan. Let me fix my glasses. All right, there you go. I fixed them. 5 is greater than 1. Remember that. But you know what? Your Carson Wentz has been cleared. How long will he be not cleared? What I mean by that is, will it hold up? Will his knee hold up the entire year? We shall see. We will see. We will definitely see. Let's see here. So, Eagles suck. Daniel Mesa, 100%. Miss Scannapro says, Montana, why aren't players from the other 4 pro teams here getting into trouble? Dez was out last night with Parrish and Aston with no issues other than him being high and drunk. So, Dez Bryant's living his fun life. He's getting high, drinking, partying with these, and hey, listen, he's not currently, he's trying to get back in the NFL, but if he doesn't, then, we see where he's at, right? But if somebody knows this, why isn't Dez signed? He isn't signed yet. He's not with the Saints. People know this shit's going down. They're not going to sign these guys. And again, Dez not here anymore, and that's like Misguided Pro said, Dez not here. He can do what he wants. He's not with anybody actually right now, so he can do what he wants. Caballero says, I don't want to get back into the Cap thing. He ruined the message trying to get out by kneeling because he thought it would be funny to wear pig socks. Listen, the Castro thing, Castro, I'm half Cuban, right? So I hate Castro. So I understand that. But, Castro, you got to look at both sides of everything, right? So Castro, even though he tortured some of my family back in Cuba, all right? But when he first took power, he was a hero from every point of Cuba you can see in every part of the world. He was a hero. The thing about him, he helped the poor and disenfranchised. Castro, he helped the poorest and disenfranchised in Cuba. And so if that's the message that Kaepernick's trying to portray, I get it. I get that point of it, and I'm not gonna get so offended by it. Listen, he has the freedom of speech. I should be the most offended by the Castro shirt, yet I'm not, because that is him, not me. And again, if he wants to do that, I don't like him skewing the message. Again, exactly what you said, Caballero. The fact that he skewed it with the pig socks, that's not a good thing. You're trying to make a message. You want to make sure you stay on a straight and narrow and not take cheap shots at the other side, at the points you're trying to make. So anyways, I'm getting dragged back into this shit. You guys love to do this to me. All right. I made my points, I think, right? I think I made my points. Dez is done, says Miss Scouting Pro, which I kind of believe that with the way. Listen, I saw him coming back from that Achilles rupture and that first pass, and he posted it. Damn, man, I just feel bad for Dez. I feel bad because he looks like a different player. He's tripping on, and I know he's trying to get that confidence back, but he's tripping on himself. And now I'm hearing he's drinking and smoking weed, and I don't know what to say. Scorpio. It looked like Zeke was drunk and stumbled into the guy, not like he pushed him with his hands. He didn't push him with his hands. He used the forearm shiver. Bam! And knocked him out. I mean, he did. Listen, I could be as nice as I can into that video as we want, but Zeke, I might even show clips of it. Maybe I'll do a GIF of it tonight so you guys can see Zeke. Doop, and then the guy, I mean, you can see it. There's no way you can hide that. You can't hide that. You can't say, okay, look, the guy fell. You know what I mean, guys? The guy took a fall on purpose. He wants to get the money from Zeke. We know what it's about, but that's not our concern. It's what Goodell's concern is what our concern is as Cowboy fans for Zeke. Des caught it. High or drunk, he caught it. Let's see here, man. I'm exhausted. This stream exhausted me. I'm sweating. I didn't think I was going to be like this, man, but you guys got me all hot and heated in here. Man, all right, let me get a right focus here. Chase is in the house. Hey, that's awesome. I'm half Cuban as well. Thank you, Chase. Hey, stick together. We're all part of the same race, though. You know what that race is, guys? All of us. The human race. Humans. I don't care if you're a white person, a black person, an Asian person. I don't care what your religion is. I don't care what country you're from or live in. I don't care if you're a man. I don't care if you're a woman. I love all people that are good, and that's what it's about. And all people that try to keep doing good. And I want. I don't care where you're from, what you're about, what your viewpoints are. This is America. You're free to believe what you want, and I can still find a way of seeing eye to eye certain things with you guys. Even if we have complete different views on things, and that's what I love. But it just sucks that this unfortunately had to happen to Zeke, who is the only person that can be blamed for this is Zeke. That's it. I'm just gonna keep saying that over and over again. Ambar Garcia. Des caught it with Ambar Garcia. Right, Miss County? Yeah, over for Des. Sucks, man. I feel bad for him. Des hit it. Ambar Garcia. Daniel Messi cracking me up. And fiance is cracking up right now. Miss Scouting Pro said, people need to understand a part of scouting includes people are on the scene and watching these guys. So when certain behaviors are spotted, teams are alerted. Think back to how Lucky Whitehead kind of went his way out there. You know what I mean? You got to remember this, that Lucky Whitehead, he backstabbed Zeke a little bit, had relations with Zeke's Tiffany Thompson girl, the one that lied about him, gave him those 6 games. That was the same girl Lucky Whitehead was with, right? She sent Zeke pictures of their bedroom in the hotel in Cleveland after the Steeler game, when Zeke had that huge game against the Steelers, in his rookie year, to mess with Zeke. And then, Whitehead, of course, you guys know what happened with the dog. And didn't he have somebody kidnapped his dog because there's a lot of crap that went down with him. Just his again, nothing really went on. We didn't hear much until this whole Zeke stuff. And then to the next, he missed those practices. They just wanted to find a reason to cut. I couldn't wait for them to cut him. And you see what happened with him at the Jets, right? He ain't even there anymore. He cut from the Jets too. So, yeah, you got to think about all these guys and what they've kind of done. Good or bad or ugly. Scouts are watching everything. And again, she said that my opinion from last season was to trade him. Said it recently last week. She did say it. Miss Pro said that she thinks Zeke should be, you got to watch out for what's coming around the corner for Zeke. Hugo Pacquiao Live says, what happened with Zeke this time? Yeah, you got the videos on My Cowboys Family. Unfortunately, on Saturday morning, 3 a.m., Sunday, Friday night into Saturday morning, Zeke having an argument with his girlfriend. It's not the best look, but nothing illegal, nothing is suspendable. Then, I guess he didn't like the security guy too involved. He was drunk out of his mind. He came over to the guy, got in his face, said, we got a problem, then gave him a forearm shiver, knocked him to the ground. The guy obviously flopped. Nonetheless, when Roger Goodell looks at this, Zeke was put in cuffs and detained, led away for his own safety. But nonetheless, in the end, that's what the attorney said. We don't know what's going to come still from this legally, but NFL-ly, Roger Goodell-ly, we know that Goodell is looking he's got that trigger finger just ready to go. Suspension for Zeke. So that's what pisses me off. He's got to be smarter than that. Akeem Sears, Zeke never did anything to that clown other than this little thing right here. Is that enough? I mean, I don't think it's enough, but with the new rules, the way things are going, the way Zeke's been treated, let's be real, guys. You and I both know that Goodell has the option to do whatever the hell he wants based on the collective bargaining agreement, based on the fact that Zeke's already been on the warning list. He's on the list right now. So it's not good. Just not good. And no matter how you slice it, you want to slice it the nicest way possible, still not good. Not a good look. And let's just hope less comes of this than more. Because right now they're already trying to get Crawford now. They're charging Crawford because he has money. And I'm talking about the law enforcement was going to make the situation with Crawford and the Cowboys something that instead of getting a game and then maybe appealing it to a fine, maybe it's going to be 2 games and he loses the game now, Crawford. So we don't know what's going to happen to this shit. All right, so let me see here, man. Scorpio says, you can see Zeke stumble around the first half of the video. Zeke could claim he gave a nudge like you would do with a good friend. Yeah, you could. Did that sound like a nudge? I mean, look, listen, in the end, I would love to look at it the best way possible. I think Goodell's not. Let me just look at the facts, right? Roger Goodell's not going to look at this the best way possible. Can we all agree on that? And in the end, Ezekiel Elliott has to be more responsible for his actions. Can we all agree to that? Can we all be responsible, humans here? So we got to agree that Zeke has to be more responsible for his actions, no matter how innocent he might be. We can't just keep looking for reasons to find him innocent, right? He's got to be innocent because he's actually didn't do anything. If you want to give him shit for the beginning of that video, I don't agree with you, but all right. He could have behaved better. So could his girl, right? We don't know what went down with them. But at the end of that video, after the thing was kind of over, he has to watch himself and his girl. It's not her responsibility. But that's your man. You get him out of that situation. You say no. Okay, Zeke gets into the guy's face. You can't stop it. It's on Ezekiel Elliott. Let's not try to push blame off here, guys. Let's be real. Now, let me see. Fiance, baby, I forgot. I didn't see I missed what you said there about tagging him and walking away. I already said. Francis. Okay, so fiance saying, tag him, let him walk. That at this point, yesterday I was like, yeah, it was kind of looking that way. On our round table, fiance brought that up. On the round table, as Zeke was getting fucking arrested, right, or whatever, 10 hours earlier, Zeke was getting arrested. Fiance was saying about that we should franchise tag Zeke, and the way that we could with Jalen Smith's kind of contract leapfrogging. And what was he leapfrogging? Could this be something? Not this, but could the initial issue that Ms. Pro kind of alludes to, the one we've talked about, which is a plane incident in an airport, boarding an airplane. We had an argument with people on the plane, and we don't know what happened. It's under wraps, but is that what they're investigating? If that comes out, and the Cowboys already knew about that from last month, they got Pollard, they got Mike Weber. We might be looking at a non-compensation running back pickup like a Ajayi. I mean, the Cowboys franchise tag him and let him walk. What do you think? I don't know. I don't know what to say. That's my favorite player, but don't fall in love with the player. I tell everybody that. I tell myself that too. Do not fall in love with any player on this team ever until the careers are over and they've got us a Super Bowl. Then fall in love with them. You love the Troy Aikmans, the Michael Irvins, the Emmett Smiths, Love them to the day you die. I know I do. They won 3 Super Bowls. They shown what they've done, right? And they've shown the true Cowboys for life. You don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know if Dak's gonna maybe not have the great. He gets an extension, doesn't have a great thing. A couple of years he's cut. You don't know Tank what happens with him. You know what happens with Cooper. You don't know what happens with Zeke. Don't fall in love with these players, guys. My favorite player of this team in the last 5 years, last 3 years, has been Ezekiel Elliott. But I got to meet the hard realities that he might not be with the team for 5 more years or 3 more years or even after this year. We don't know. We don't know. I'm in love with the player. Exactly, Q, man. That's the biggest thing, Justin. You heard our happiness. We talked about it last night. How happy we are of Zeke's situation. And I even reiterated that whole issue with the boarding the plane flight in Ohio and or coming in. We don't know what went down yet on that. Misguided Pro keeps alluding to something, and I'm thinking that that could be it. I mean, I still want to hear Misguided Pro tell me if that's what it is. Please tell me. Is what are we referring to the same thing when we think about the other thing that happened in Zeke's past? Is it about that plane situation when he was boarding? Because if it is, I don't know. Yeah, Cowboy 5 rings. That Cowboys, Ambar Garcia and fiance and Ambar Garcia are both Dominican. We'll just leave it at that. How's that? So that's what bothers me the most. Zeke's out of trouble, and he's just he's back in the limelight. I'm not saying he's nothing compared to what happened last time. None of those issues. Like there's not gonna be any kind of issue like that. But if there is an issue here, I have no clue how many games he might get suspended. He might get suspended for any games. He might get fined. I don't know. But even if nothing happens to him, it's not a good look for the Dallas Cowboys. The only thing I will say is it will help us in contract negotiations. But again, if like some of you guys are saying, Misguiding Pro is saying, get rid of him, trade him and get rid of him. Fiance saying tag him, let him go. After the tag runs out. Some of you guys saying, we don't know how good he's going to be, how long he's going to be here for. Oh, man. If you sign him long term, you probably get him a lot cheaper. And you probably write in clauses in his contract that if you mess up, Zeke, you lose your money. Or if you get suspended, you lose you lose the contract year. It gets pushed back another year. I mean, I don't know, but these are things that have to be explored now in a real way. Not just now, well, Zeke's the next guy on the list to get paid. There's other things we got to look at now. Everything gets put to a halt. And we'll see if it helps contract negotiations for the Cowboys and Zeke to sign him for 3 or 4 years, with maybe 2 or 3 years guaranteed at best. That's all I can see right now is Zeke and the trust the Cowboys might not have in him right now. They don't have that much trust in him, guys. Be real. Justin Quarles said, MSP, I know what you're saying, and I can see how some would feel that way. I don't trust him to stay out of trouble either. Thankfully, the trouble he gets into isn't serious. And that's another good point by Justin Quarles. It's not like, the domestic stuff is an issue if it really happened. And we don't really know 100%, right? Obviously, if it really happened. I don't think it happened based on the facts of the case by both sides of this viewpoint. So, I don't think, but again, he's always going to be painted that way. And anytime he leans into a woman, it's going to be painted as that. Every time he gets into a situation, he gets frustrated while drunk with a security guy and forearms him and shoves him to the ground with his forearm, it's going to look bad on Zeke. He's got this stigma that's attached to him forever. And again, this only hurts his money in the end, and most of all, So leaving the booze alone, it'd be a good idea for Zeke to stop drinking. I know you don't have to. I know you can party all day, all night, but we were just talking about how he was on video after being under the microscope during that whole appeal for suspension in 2017. And he was taking during his appeal or whatever during that week. But he had pictures of him in a fucking lake. Again, he can do this. That's fine. I'm just telling you how it looks. TMZ recorded him at a lake with a bunch of women all in his face while he's getting drunk. Great. He's manly. All that. Whatever you want to think, guys. It's stupid. It's stupid to put yourself out there like that. And he lost the appeal. Not that made a difference to it, but I'm just making a point. Of course, then he had an injunction, and he won it to the legal courts, but not through the NFL when he filed the appeal initially. He was getting pictures taken when he's still partying, like he's celebrating his suspension. That's the kind of shit that he's got to grow up about, and that's the thing I thought we were over with. Now, this is a bad thing, bad case, bad place, bad time. Maybe it'll never happen again. Maybe it's just a one-time thing. This situation, I don't trust him enough when it comes to off the field and paying him guaranteed money for a long term. So there's got to be outs of the contract now, in my opinion. You talk about business, right? There's got to be outs of the contract if he gets suspended. There's got to be outs to save this team, the star over everything. It's got to be outs. You pay him all the money you want, but there's got to be an out. Team-friendly out to this contract, and a team-friendly out that protects us if he gets suspended from some dumb shit he pulls. And that's just facts. If you did this to yourself, Ezekiel Elliott, you gotta pay the price. That's the way it goes in life. Doesn't matter what sex you are, doesn't matter what race you are. You get shit on, you gotta fight back. And then if you get shit on 2 or 3 times worse than you should, you gotta fight back 2 or 3 times harder. It just sucks, but that's the way it is. And you put yourself in this situation, Zeke. Nobody else. I'm trying to get. Let me get right here. I'm gonna get to the. I can't catch up with the chats, guys. So I'm gonna start at the bottom. Keith Parrish. I think I would trade Zeke also, but it's not up to me and Jerry Jones exactly. Who said Emmett? Montana said before Emmett and group got their first. They parties. No, Emmett never did the snort coke thing. I know Irving did. Michael Irvin did for sure. And again, I gotta say it's a different time. There were not these same rules are not allowed. You're not in the league yet. And I agree. It's a bad look. But the look was not on TV screens on every single, home in America. Nowadays with this right here, right? This thing here we call a phone. Everyone's got a camera now, right? So it's nonstop. I mean, you gotta. If Michael Irvin was around now with Emmett and Troy, and if they were up to those shenanigans like these guys are up to, and we know they had that White House, right? We know they had that party house. So the defense, most of these guys would party there all the time. If that was found out nowadays, like if we knew that was going on now, and the NFL found out, oh shit. They might have to throw out the league. They might have to throw the whole team out the league. They might have to fold the star. Shit. But yeah, I don't think Emmett got drunk or drank or did anything crazy. Emmett was one of the good guys there. And I say he was, maybe womanized and maybe did other things, but he didn't break the law, I don't think. So we'll see. 5 rings says Justin, you're exactly on that. Let me see, what was that? Scorpio says Zeke was drunk during the festival. He did walk up on the guy. The fence tripped the dude. He did touch him with his elbow. The fence wasn't behind the guy. If the fence was behind him, he wouldn't have fell. Hey, Scorpio, I'm gonna say this, my man. All I gotta say is I saw the same thing, and but it doesn't matter. We all saw that, right? Now, whatever you saw is what it is. It is what it is with your guys' minds. But what do you think? I'm asking you all something. What do you think Roger Goodell saw? That's all that matters. Doesn't matter what Scorpio saw. Doesn't matter what I saw. Doesn't matter what Fiance saw or Miss Scouting Pro saw. Doesn't matter what Jerry Jones saw or Stephen Jones saw. All that matters is one fucking person. Roger Goodell. That's the only person that matters. So, God, I want to hear from you guys as we wrap this thing up. It's an hour and a half. I've just been on here. Much love to all you guys on here. Dropping your knowledge, dropping your conversation in here because I want to know what you all are thinking about the situation, whether I agree or not, whether the chat agrees or not. State your opinion. That's what it's about. So let me know, who do you think it matters to anybody else but Roger Goodell at this point? At this point, everything is said and done. You can go back in time. You can go and does it matter anymore to anybody else at this moment in that video, what happened in that video, other than to Roger Goodell? That's the only person it matters to at this point. That's it. Oh, what's up, Octavius Watley in the house? What's up? How you doing, man? We talked about the whole Zeke thing, man. Zeke shoved the guy down. You watched the video. He was arrested. No, he was detained, not arrested, not charged. He was detained in cuffs and then let go, according to his attorney. But he did give an elbow to a guy, and I say an elbow. You can say a nice elbow, or just kind of put his arm up. You can say it as sweet as you want. I saw him shove him with an elbow, and the guy fell down, acting, taking the flop, the soccer flop, the basketball charge flop, whatever it is. The charging flop. But in the end, it's what Roger Goodell thinks, sees, or feels. That's what it's about. That's it. Nothing else matters. That's what sucks. Justin Cross says, no way in hell I would trade one of the best football players in the NFL for a player that I draft in the first. Yeah, and I'm with you there, Justin. I don't know what else is around the corner here. I think that we had, again, that's why I keep saying sign him. And again, fiance, because we're my Cowboys family, don't mean we have to agree, right? So fiance believes tag him, let him go. I'm sure she's just saying that if things go that route, tagging him and maybe letting him go would be maybe an option she's considering, right? Or she would consider. I'm saying this. I love Zeke, and I don't fall in love with the players. I love the star over everything. But what I'm saying is, when Zeke's talent is still there, and what I'm trying to say is that we don't know how much it's going to really affect the situation. We don't know if it's going to be something where it's going to be a fine. My issue is the bigger picture in this whole thing is, can you trust Ezekiel Elliott? Even for little, not so serious things now, can you trust Zeke? Can you trust Ezekiel Elliott in a long-term contract with guaranteed money? And I think we all kind of say, I'm not sure. Serious, not serious, doesn't matter. It's what Goodell sees as important or not. Let me see here. So I see. Let me see. I'm trying to fix this. Let me see. Octavia says, I'm okay. Seen it on the Will Kane show. Montana says, nothing to assume. I have a VHS with our Super Bowl interviews on it. Those Cowboys tore up on the field. We know Michael Irvin had his fun. That's for sure. That is for sure. Voodoo Alpha says, started my 36 hour pre-surgery prep last night at 12 a.m. Man, I'm glad you're feeling great, brother. Keep it going. You're almost there. Almost there. Damn, it's a big prep. Yeah. Caballero says, Misguided Pro, you can't put that on Zeke. It's on coaching, making bad calls in the red zone. I agree. Again, you know how I feel about Zeke and the way he was used, just like they used Dak incorrectly with Lenahan, using him incorrectly. They use Zeke incorrectly as well. I agree. He's hungry, though. I'm not gonna talk about food now. Fiance might get you back for all that food talk. Let me see here now. Philly Cowboy 76. Much love to you, man. He's in the building, in the house. In my Cowboys family's house right here, guys. Much love to you, man. And I agree. Listen, Cajun Cowboy in the house. What's up, man? From Bayou. What's up, man? From the Bayou family. As always, guys, hit that like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow us on Twitter, Discord, and more. But yeah, we talked about this already, the whole Zeke thing. I got more stuff to talk about, but we'll save it for the late night chat, guys. I do want to see I'm going to check here to see if there's any last moments here. Let me see here. Give me a second, guys, because I am checking the last minute news here. I know there's Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones are speaking with the news, the media right now, and I'm thinking that it's going to be important to see what Jerry Jones, Stephen Jones says about this. So. And that's the thing, Law Nation, he said this, quote, my thoughts on it right now, on Ezekiel Elliott. He was cuffed as a precautionary measure. He was released with no charges. However, since the NFL personal conduct policy can be applied without criminal charges or finding of fault, Zeke could still face consequences from the NFL, and that is my issue. It's not serious, but it's serious in Roger Goodell's eyes. That's all that matters. That's what sucks. We've been screaming it on here for a while. Philly Cowboy 76 representing the house. The $5 drop, the $5 Maher, as we always say, man. Thank you, brother. Philly Cowboy 76, man. He's repping all the way in enemy territory. That's some realness right there. Much love to him. He said, if it's not coaching, it's the players. Speak on it, man. Speak on it. And again, I say this like I say to everybody else. I love Zeke. You can't fall in love with the players, but I love Zeke. I think he's the best running back in the NFL. He still is the best. Even with this, he's still the best running back in the NFL. But two questions. Who makes the decisions, right, on this situation? It's not Zeke. At this point, who makes the decision? It's not Zeke. It's not Jerry Jones. It's not Stephen Jones. It's not, it's not the cops. It's not. No matter what happens, it's Roger Goodell who makes a decision on this case. And he doesn't have to have proof of anything to find someone guilty. And that's the catch I think a lot of people kind of don't want to see. The other part of this, which is my issue with Zeke, is that I cannot trust Zeke. I cannot trust Ezekiel Elliott. I just can't. And when I say that, I say it like this, right? You say, well, you can't trust Michael Irvin. You can't trust Aikman and Emmett because they were partying, and that whole team, and Leon Lett and all those guys. They got away with it. They did it and got away with it. There's some players now that do it and get away with it. Who cares? Either get smarter and get away with it, or don't fucking do it. That's my thing when it comes to these guys. It's not about comparing the old guys and the new guys. Yeah, every guy did it in the past. Every championship team, winner or losers, they did it in the past. But my bigger thing is that they're getting caught now. They got to be more aware now, and it's not. And the world is not going to let you allow to be irresponsible. The world is going to hold you to that responsibility. The responsibility is on Zeke, and it's on Zeke. And I don't trust Zeke when he goes out anywhere that's not to an event. Even when he went to Ohio State, I heard there was an issue on the plane. So we don't know. Again, I don't know if that's what Miss Scouting Pro is talking about. I don't know. Again, we never correlated that together. So I've heard that on my own. But I just hope for Zeke's sake, and of course for the bigger sake of the Cowboys star over everything, that Goodell finds him, gives him a fine. That would be, I would say that would be the best case scenario for Ezekiel Elliott right now, because the best case is not going to be just swept under the rug. Open your eyes. That's not going to happen. But I believe that Goodell, if he wants to really, really, really just not fuck us over, not fuck Zeke over, and be cool with him, give him like a true second chance for the screwing he did to him, 2 years ago with that whole bullshit with Tiffany Thompson, that bitch liar. If he should say, I apologize to you, Zeke, by giving you a fine, a $20,000 fine, whatever. Fuck, I don't know. But that's what he should do. So if you're listening to me, Goodell, you want to be right about things, at least make things a little more right for Zeke, a little more right with the Cowboy community, with the way you shit on us constantly. Try doing that. Throw us a bone. Do something like that there, Fine him. Fine him for what you did to him 2 years ago when you tried to screw his ass. Yeah, well, we can't change that now, McKenzie, 2 times. Too much power. The CBA now, next year, after 2020, the NFL Players Association, NFL players got over $1 billion saved up. They can go a whole year or 2 or maybe more without football, and it's going to hurt the NFL. They better get ready, NFL. They're coming for you. And that's the thing. That's in the end, Miss Scouting Pro. We have to wait till the NFL thinks and sees. And Montana, we have to wait till the NFL, what they think and see, no matter what we think. Even if we thought that he has no responsibility in this, which I think he does have a major responsibility in this, but even if I thought he didn't have any, it's not Zeke's fault. It's the people around him's fault. They're the ones that are solely to blame for this. If I thought that, it doesn't matter. You know why? Because Roger Goodell still give him some games. It doesn't matter if everybody in the world said it's not his fault. Roger Goodell looks at that video and says, I'll give him a game. Can't do shit about it. Appeal it. Probably won't give it to him either. Yep. We talked about Brian Bradford. We talked about Reuben Foster. Man, crazy, right? 3rd snap of this mini camp for the Redskins. And Reuben Foster, the new acquisition from the Niners that had the domestic stuff flying around his head. Guys, he tore his knee in practice. Out in the stretcher, he was crying and banging on the ground. We'll talk about that later on our regular stream tonight with Fiance. But, man, it's hard to, a lot of people are yelling at Goodell, Remember, he wasn't arrested. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he was detained or arrested. It's the video that if it looks bad for the NFL, Goodell can then suspend him. And I'm looking here to see if any other information. So bear with me, guys. Just give me a minute here. Actually, let me do this for you guys. You guys can watch me. Here. I'm gonna play a little bit of MCF style here. I'm looking up some info right now, live with you guys. Checking this out. Let me put the music up. Give me a minute. I'll be with you.
Monk on the beat.
Actually, right now, guys, they have not spoken yet.
Monk
right, guys. I'm looking it up. No, nothing yet from Stephen Jones. Nothing yet from Jerry Jones. So we keep you up on tabs on that. And again, they'll speak today. I'm sure it'll just be the usual Joneses style of things. We'll have to wait to see what they say. And we love Zeke, and Zeke's a great guy. He showed a lot of maturity in recent years, and this is what you're gonna hear probably from the Joneses, Stephen and Jerry. I think it's gonna be on 105.3 The Fan. So look forward to hearing what they're gonna say about that. I also think that we're gonna be hearing, what we'll be talking about what they say tonight for sure. We're gonna of course be talking about Zeke's situation again tonight, a little more detail with more people. From the chat. I know right now, it's a midday thing. We got a whole new, you always got the dirty 30, but we got, sometimes a new segment of the groups here. So we're going to, we'll probably do this again, talk about this tonight, late night, probably, 10:30, 11 Eastern p.m. tonight. So check back here with us for My Cowboys Family. I did want to say something though. On possibility for allowing marijuana for pain management, the NFL Chief Medical Officer Alan Sills said this, quote, "That type of research will be certainly part of the mission of this committee and this program." And this is about the NFLPA has new incentives to deal with players' mental health issues and pain management. So now, because of mental health, pain management and mental health issues, the NFL has announced that, and this per Dan Graziano, that the NFL and NFLPA are announcing together, that's a big thing here, together new initiatives to deal with players' mental health issues and pain management. And again, this is what Kevin Seifert reported on this is on the possibility of allowing marijuana for pain management and mental health management. He said, quote, "That type of research will certainly be part of the mission of this committee and this program." What does that mean? Randy Gregory. Could be back sooner than later. So I just saw that drop right now. So just letting you guys know. Not saying it's going either way. But just letting you know that the marijuana policy is already changing. And if that changes, you got guys in there that are on the list right now, like Gregory and other guys, that will be allowed to play again. So we'll see what happens, guys. We will see what happens. But again, like I said, on this Ezekiel Elliott thing, and I'm kind of tapping out here after almost 2 hours chatting with you guys. I hope you guys, again, Stone Cold in the house here, Afro Samurai 76. I shouted everybody out already. Montana 808, Miss Scouting Pro, Caballero. You guys are all, I know you have a conversation. You got Karan Mawani in here. We might get mad with each other sometimes about certain things, certain topics, and we don't agree sometimes. But in the end, I do think that we're going to be in great shape and with the Zeke situation, even hanging over our heads, going here and continuing forward. So we shall see, guys. But obviously, as always, this is not a good look. Plain and simple. Zeke has to be more responsible. He has to take better care of himself. He has to know what he's doing a little more, when he's out and about, he's got to be more aware and more mature. In the end, it's up to Zeke to change his behavior, not anybody else in the end. It's up to him. And the other thing is, do you trust him? I don't know. We got to see a lot more from Zeke, obviously. But and again, no matter what, he's got to know that all eyes on me. And that means Roger Goodell. And anything he does, if he curses, if he looks at someone the wrong way, Goodell is going to try to make a mountain out of a molehill. And unfortunately, Zeke should knew this already from the last situation. And now we'll have to wait and see what comes from this. I'm hopeful. It won't be much more than a fine. I'm hopeful that's the case. And if it's anything more than that, of course, Zeke will appeal, hopefully get a fine out of that. But, you never know. And we'll have to just wait and see. And that's it for now, guys. Right here on My Cowboys Family. It's always about that navy blue, that silver too, that star over every single thing. Much love to Cowboys, Philly Cowboy in the house, 76. Much love for your drop of love. But never forget what it's about right here on My Cowboys Family, no matter what, good or bad or ugly. All right, win, lose, or draw. Never forget number one thing right here on My Cowboys Family. Now and forever. Go Cowboys! Let's go, baby. The star over everything. No matter what. We want 6 forever. And beyond. And beyond. And beyond. And we gotta still deal with what's going on right now, right? And that's the current news of the day, unfortunately, a Zeke situation. We'll be bringing in the Jerry Jones discussion part of things, the Stephen Jones discussion part, what they said, what they both said about this. It's coming on later in the day. We'll talk about that later tonight on our live stream tonight. We'll see you back here Monday night live again with fiance, myself, and you all back in the house for the party, guys. Much love here. We appreciate all the new members of the family. We appreciate all the drops of love from above. Philly Cowboys 76 in first place right now. Much love to you. Ron Smith with 17. Alan Hearns points, 18. Right? Randall Cobb takes it down. Boom. Ron Smith got the stream boss, and Ron Smith got the donation weekly winner, the OG of 2019. Much love, man. Support us so much. Thank you. We appreciate you, man. Thank you, Ron Smith. And thank you all, guys, from last week, all the drops of love in the past, all the drops of knowledge in the chat. But before I can drop out of here, guys, you know what I got to do before I drop out of here, right? I got to drop that beat. All right, guys, we'll see you tonight. Good, bad, or ugly, right? We're here. Got to talk about it. The one thing I know we all want in the chat, whether we agree or disagree with each other, star over everything, we want number 6. And that makes us all Cowboy fans for real. So, on that note, guys, Eagle fans, 5 is always greater than 1. Never forget that. We'll see you later tonight for our usual nightly chat with fiance. And we'll have to just wait and see what happens with Zeke. It's all in Roger Goodell's hands if he wants to do anything about it. Peace and love, guys. Much love. See you later. Never forget, 5 is greater than 1. Go Cowboys, baby.